Hello and welcome to another episode of TPK, the show so named so that if I do accidentally kill my player, I can just call it branding. Yes, welcome to the Player's Keep. And I do mean player for today, for we are doing another one-on-one shot. So, left on my right, I have Kendall Boardman.
Hello.
How are we feeling?
Yes.
and that's going to be the tone of today.
Yes.
Before we get started, quick announcement. Tickets for our live show are still on sale. So if you would like to come and see us live at the Feel Good Club in Manchester on October the 24th, head over to our socials. All the relevant links are there. But Duncan, in all of his majesty, will also be putting the links somewhere down here. Wonderful. And with that being said, it's happening. It's happening. Let us not keep our player waiting. Let us not keep you waiting. It is time to enter the Player's Keep. In the last chapter of our story, the Dawn Takers continued to travel eastward to Leatherforth. Taking a path not on the main road but through the River Tree Woods, they encountered a couple of oddities within the forest. The first being the remnants of some ancient stone structure with runes that were indecipherable by any of the party. As they continued through the forest, they were attacked by vicious, carnivorous, vine-like plants in a misty section of the woods. But then, as the tree line broke, they were met with expansive plains that were slightly less arduous to cross. Taking 10 full days to cross these plains, eventually, the Dawn Takers managed to rejoin the main road that would eventually lead them up to Leatherforth. They decided to camp a little ways away from this main road in a copse of pine trees. And as the group settled down to sleep, that is where we pick up. Antonia, you settle down and take your rest after fulfilling your clerical duties of casting the dome, etc. Mm-hmm. Sadie says that she will go on watch. And you fall into a deep sleep. But it is not dreamless. You are once again walking in a dark forest at night. You instinctively know that these are the woods at the base of the Horizon Mountains. But whereas the last time you visited them in your dreams, you felt fear, uncertainty, hopelessness. Now there is only a peaceful calm in your chest. You feel a safety within their pillaring trunks. And it feels like a sanctuary to you this time, not a prison. When you try and take a step, you gain ground. You are no longer rooted in place. And you are able to walk through the trunks of these trees that pillar up to the sky. As you continue to walk, you're suddenly aware of a presence around you. You look through the shadows that cling to the trees, and you sense the presence coalesce into a form in front of you. And out of the shadows, he steps. As he does so, however, he clings to his side ever so slightly, takes a couple of steps towards you, and stops. And he leans on the trunk of a tree to his left, just enough that you notice. Something tells you that that cannot be good.
Oh no.
Greetings, Antonia. I hope you are well. As he speaks, the same calm, almost monotone aspect has returned to his voice as if nothing previous had ever happened.
Are you okay?
Please do not fear, though I very much appreciate your concern. This is but a slight overextension of my capabilities. I forget where my limits lie, and it seems I have slightly overexerted myself. But I shall recover in time. All this being said, that does not mean I do not require your aid. And once again, I come to you with your next duty. To the south of here lies a temple devoted to the Wanderer, Qualero. The leader of this temple uses the words of my brother to guide his following, to lead his people down a path of his own making. And he has led them far from the truth. They have strayed far from the path, Antonia, and they are lost. Blind and incapable of seeing a way to return. The words used to cloud their vision must be taken from them. Remove their sacred text from their possession, and in so doing, guide them back to the path.
Okay.
After a moment, he grunts ever so slightly and lifts up these dark robes so that they hang in his grasp. With what seems like an extremely heavy effort, he lifts his hand to the robes. And to ensure that you remain safe on your journey, please take this with you. He runs a finger across the fabric, and as he touches it, the threads are cleanly cut, and the fabric floats gently in the air, turning white and glowing slightly as it is severed from his robes. He plucks the fabric out of the air and hangs it up on the broken branch of the pine tree next to him. As he speaks now, his voice is even more haggard, a fatigue heavy in his voice. For your protection, You have all the skills you require. Stay safe, Antonia. I am always with you. He clutches his side again and walks forward, and suddenly he seems so tall above you. He reaches up a hand as he has done before, and you nod, and he places it on your cheek, and he bends down towards your forehead. And as you nod, he kisses you on the forehead. And you wake.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Is anyone awake?
You look around, and you can see that Sadie is still on watch, sitting not too far away from you within the dome.
Okay, I look for the cloak. Can I see it?
Give me a perception check.
Start as we mean to go on. That's a 7.
A 7. In the darkness of the pines around you, you cannot see the cloak.
Okay. I'm going to look over to Sadie then, I guess, and say, you can sleep now if you want to.
Hey,
Hi.
you okay?
Yeah. I just, I'll watch. I can't really sleep very well.
You're not having more of those dreams again, are you?
It's okay. I think it's just my own head.
Okay. Sure you're alright?
Yeah. I just want to be awake for a bit.
Alright. Night, Tony.
Night.
She sort of, almost apprehensively, lies down and begins to sleep.
Okay. Oh, if I get up, the dome goes. If I leave. Was there a tree? Did you say
He placed the cloak on a tree.
Okay, I gotta go look.
And there are trees around you.
Yeah. Then I shall go and look at the trees.
Standing up and looking around, give me another perception check.
Come on, do better. Yes. 22. Thank God.
As your movement shifts, you do not see the cloak, but you almost feel it. You sense it like a magnet pulling, and you know it is just off to your right beyond the tree line.
Cool. Can I go get it?
You head towards it.
Yeah.
The dome dissipates.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
And you walk into the tree line.
Yep.
And you barely take 4 or 5 steps beyond the trees before you see it. This glowing white cloak hung up on a tree.
Cool. I think she takes it from the tree. And just says, thank you. And she puts it on.
As you touch the fabric and lift it off the branch, the glowing, the white fades.
Okay.
to this simple light grey. But you place it on, and you can still feel that there is an intrinsic magic to it. You now have a cloak of protection.
Okay.
So if you would like to add that to your inventory, please.
Yes. Okay. I'm nervous. Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. Great. Okay. So, yeah, she'll put that. I guess I have to attune to it though as well, don't I? So,
as you place it on, there is a of energy, and you automatically attune to it.
oh. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, that's handy. Okay. Cool. So I'll go back to where everyone is, and did I know who was on watch next? Who was supposed to be after Sadie?
You would not know who was after Sadie.
Okay.
It is usually someone like Cricket who takes second watch, or Siggy. But if you would like to ruminate for a couple of hours, you know that Willow will be getting up after her 4 hours of trancing. It is up to you.
I don't know. Because we're going now. I feel like we have to go now.
You get the sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what she'll do is she'll get... Oh, God. She'll get a piece of paper out and... Not a pen, but you know.
A quill. Yeah, I'm with you.
And she's going to write a little note.
Okay.
Let me just make some adjustments. Okay. So she's going to write on it. And I guess leave it for whoever is next to wake up. It's going to say... I'm leaving just before you wake up. Oh, God. I need to clear my head. The nightmares have come back, and I don't want to sleep. I think it's just my head, though. Sorry to leave everyone unprotected. I won't be long. Don't go far. And she's gonna leave it. Oh, no, on the floor, I guess.
Okay.
Yes. And just before she goes... Oh, God, it's happening again. She's gonna go to Willow's things.
Okay.
I mean, I'm guessing she doesn't sleep with her bag on.
No. You wouldn't sleep with your equipment on.
So she's going to go in her bag and see if she can take her thieves' tools again.
Okay.
She's asleep.
Willow does not sleep. She trances.
Yeah.
But like anybody who is sleeping, there is the possibility of waking them. What I would like you to do is make me either
This is already so bad.
a stealth or sleight of hand check at advantage.
Okay. Are you joking? No. I rolled 2 of the same number, and the number isn't good. So I rolled. Do I have inspiration?
Do you have inspiration?
I feel like it's way too early to use inspiration.
You might get it again.
I might get it again.
You never know.
I don't think I know. I get it again.
But do you feel in this moment this would be important to succeed at?
Yeah. Fuck it. Do I just reroll 1?
Reroll 1.
Come on, just be better than that. Better than that. Better than that.
20.
That's worse. It was worse than that. So, do I take the higher one?
With inspiration, with DM's inspiration, you can take whichever roll you'd prefer.
Well, it's a 9.
A 9 total.
Shit. Oh, it's already started off so well. Sorry, Havrin. Fucking it up.
You go over to Willow.
Yes.
And as you approach, you do step on a dry twig that has fallen from the boughs. And this does stir Willow out of her trance.
Oh no.
Hey,
Hi.
you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just.
I don't feel like it's my... I don't feel like I've fully...
No, you haven't.
Tranced.
You haven't. Sorry, I woke you. I was stretching my legs.
Sure you're all right?
I'm okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
Headstand.
Headstand.
Oh my god. We'll try again. This is the worst.
I will say, make this a straight roll
Okay.
for me, seeing as you have attempted it once before.
I could have just asked her for them. She probably would have just given them to me anyway.
Knowing Willow, almost certainly, but...
Maybe not. Maybe not. They are special. Please, 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 please. I hate everything.
What is it?
It's not the worst. It's not the best. 15.
15.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you had to go rummaging in Willow's pack to find the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Willow is now carrying a bag of holding. And when one puts their hand in a bag of holding, they can think of the item
Thank God.
and summon it,
Yes.
which makes the DC slightly easier. And 15 was exactly what you
Oh my
needed.
God.
So that was by the skin of your teeth.
Oh, this doesn't bode well. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it does not. But here we are.
It's okay. Everything's fine.
You have guidance.
I do have... I'd have guidance. Great.
just gonna remind you
Thanks. Thank
in
you.
case. Very carefully, you reach a hand into the void that is the bag of holding.
Yep.
Think of the tools, and you feel them impress on your hand. You grip them, and you pull them out.
Cool. Then I guess she will leave the note.
Mm-hmm.
And she will. Oh my God, it feels so bad to like walk away from them and leave them without the dome and no one's awake. I assume someone's going to wake up soon. I'm just going to assume. Yeah, and I will start. I will try and travel south, I guess.
Okay. Make me a stealth check at advantage as you walk out of camp.
You're using your scary voice, Jack, and I don't like it.
It's going to be a lot of the scary voice today, I'm afraid.
Oh my God. 14.
That's okay. It's more than enough.
It's just...
Softly, you tread out of camp
Yes.
and towards the main road. And you look right in the direction that you should be travelling with your companions. And you look left, south, towards where you are destined to be headed. And you set off. And you continue down the main road as the sky lightens
Oh.
and morning or dawn breaks.
How long am I walking for?
As you walk, you see to your left the peaks of the Giranap Mountains. Very tall, maybe 500 feet away from you, 1,000 feet away from you, spiring up to the sky, and the foothills that blend the mountainside to the plains that you are walking on. There are occasional patches of trees that are dotted about. And you walk. And you walk. And you walk.
Or maybe I will be a long time.
If you would like to make me a perception check, please, for this day of travel.
What? I'm going to be away for days and days and days. 15.
15. Looking about the landscape, you see no structure that could be perceived as a temple. And with no outside guidance from your god, you assume you must keep walking. And eventually, the sun starts to disappear
Oh, shit.
as evening draws in.
Oh, God. Oh, dear.
And you realize
Shit.
that you must make camp for the evening.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, my God. Okay. Yep. I guess I do the dome then.
Okay.
Do I cast sending? I feel like I need to tell them that I'm going to be longer than
That
I really thought. I was like,
to
oh, we're
you.
going now? Like, it's close. Great. It's... Shit. Oh, God. Okay. Well, yeah, she would. I'm going to cast sending.
Who are you sending to?
Oh, God. To Willow.
Okay.
Let me just think about what I'm going to say. What did I say in the letter?
Something about needing to clear your head and the
shit.
nightmares are back.
Yeah, just that little bit of information. Okay. Yes. Okay, cast sending to Willow. Hey, Willow. Sorry that I've been a lot longer than I thought. I don't want to risk anything happening to you guys if I'm still feeling a bit weird. I'll find you.
Tony! Are you okay? Are those nightmares back? I hope you're all right. How long do you think you'll be?
She's not gonna send another. Okay. Oh, God.
You pick a spot away from the main road, not too far into the tree line of a nearby copse of trees. And you begin to set up camp for the night. hear a howl of something in the distance, but closer than you'd like. And you begin to cast the dome.
Oh, God.
Another howl. Closer.
Oh, my God.
You try and maintain your focus so that you do not spoil the 1 minute casting of this spell.
Yes.
And you're about 30, 40 seconds in. You look over your shoulder, and a huge wolf is stalking out of the trees. And then another,
Oh, God. Great.
and another.
Oh.
And I need you to roll
Hi, guys.
initiative.
I wasn't expecting any of this.
Initiatives, please.
Oh. Sick. Who is that? How many are there? 36. Counted them myself.
Last year I had 37.
Don't have Dewi here to quote Harry Potter.
Kendall,
Uh-huh.
what was your initiative?
21.
Okay.
Goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. Where is everyone? I feel lonely. I don't like it.
I feel exposed.
I do. I feel really vulnerable.
No. Lovely. Antonia, you can see. Oh, immediately broken one of them.
No! That one's dead. That one's dead. I did it. I did it.
Must bring super glue.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
you can see.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my dome.
But it is your initiative first.
Oh, God. All right. All right. Great. Well, we might as well just go for it, hadn't we, really? I guess you'll stop casting the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And... fuck it, let's just get it over with. I'm going to do 5th level Spirit Guardians.
5th level Spirit Guardians. Incredible.
And I'm going to move this way so that I can get them in it.
Cool.
Why not?
What is the radius of Spirit Guardians?
I think it's 15 feet.
15 feet. And you're going to move that way?
Yeah, whichever way I can get the most in. Yeah, sure, why not?
And I believe that's wisdom saves from them?
It is. What?
15?
Fails.
They both fail.
Oh, sick. I'll have to re-roll. And then I'll... Oh, nice. 23 points of radiant damage. And it's difficult terrain for them as well.
It's difficult to read.
But it will be, I think as she does this, because I think this is the first time she's actually done it since she killed everyone with it.
Mm-hmm.
there is like a slight hesitation before she casts it, but then when she does, it is the radiant energy that surrounds her again rather than the necrotic that was last time.
Perfect. Once again, instead of that quivering smoky darkness, there is that slightly more beautiful starlight that whirls around you, and it would be an incredible sight were it not for the howls of these wolves that yelp and whine at this sudden onslaught and try and hunker down against this storm of radiant energy. That is your action and some of your movement.
I think. No, yeah, that's it. That's all she'll do.
Okay. It is their turn. So I believe at the start of their turn they must make wisdom saves again.
Indeed.
That's a failure. I'm going to do both of these at the same time as they're going. That's 2 failures.
That's good. Oh. 22 points of radiant damage. This is so weird.
You see...
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Bits of wolf hide, a tooth, an ear gets pulled away, and eventually this onslaught of radiant energy slams into them over and over and over again, and the wolves cannot even move and collapse.
Rip. And this one too? Lovely.
The rest of the wolves are going to take their turn.
70. If they enter it, though, they do have to make a save.
Going to make a save here for this one. Wow. There's a failure.
Okay. Only 16 points of radiant damage.
16. And its movement speed is halved.
Yes.
Unfortunately, these are very quick, as these are large wolves, and this creature does whip you.
Hi. Hi.
Really?
Oh, I thought you were going to say nat 20 then.
That's a 12.
No, misses.
Misses. You hear this as it tries and snaps its very large fanged maw around your leg, but with this onslaught of magical energy, it cannot push through and get to you in time and misjudges the attack completely.
I'm just a little lady. Okay.
The rest of the wolves are going to take their turn.
This is not overwhelming.
Going to make a wisdom save. I would like to roll anything other than a 7. As that is my
world.
5th or 6th 7 this session.
Oh,
so
I
that is a
rolled bad,
failure.
though, to be fair, I rolled bad. And then one more. 15 radiant. I want to get another D.
Okay. And this creature is still going to be able to make it up to you.
Cool.
And because one of its allies is within 5 feet of you, it now gets advantage on this attack. That's better. That will be a 24 to hit.
Yes.
Can you please make me a strength saving?
I don't know about that.
And you take 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points of piercing damage.
Yes.
And you would like a what?
A strength saving throw, please.
Okay.
Spirit Guardians isn't concentration, is it?
It is.
It is.
So I accidentally rolled that and I actually got a modified 20.
That is a success.
That's great.
This creature tries to grab onto your leg, sinking its fangs in, and it jerks backwards, trying to shift you off balance, but you manage to stay stood. You do need to make me a concentration check, please.
What do I have to get?
DC is 10.
You know, it would be really easy for some people, but when you roll a natural 1 and...
Go on.
No! I'm going to cry. It's fine. It's fine. That's a 9.
It's a 9.
With friggin' Warcaster.
So.
Yeah.
This creature is also going to come up.
Wait, no, yeah, go on.
And make an attack at advantage. That's a natural 20.
Tony dies. That's the end, everyone. Wait, what am I doing now? I've done something and I need to remember
Take
what I was doing.
21 points of piercing.
21. All right, great. Cool. 21. Damage. Great. Love this for me. This is how I die.
This creature is going to come in.
Jack was like, oh, she did really well. She killed 2 of them. So now I'm going to put 5 more in front of her. And now I'm going to die.
That's a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Take 14 points of piercing damage. Oh, and I need you to make me 2 strength saving throws, please.
This is not good. This is not good, you guys. 14.
That is a success.
Okay.
And your second one?
15.
Is a success.
Great. Okay.
This creature is going to stalk around. It cannot reach you as 4 of its other pack mates are hounding you, for want of a better word, and in the flurry there is not an opening for it to attack.
Okay.
Which means, Tony, it is your turn.
Yes. It is. Bear with me. Yeah, fuck it. Spirit Guardians again, 5th level.
At this point, every creature...
As she gets bit, she's like, fuck's sake! And her concentration goes, and then she's like, does it again.
That is a success. That is a failure. That is a success. And that is a failure.
Come on. Let's roll how we were rolling when we killed everyone. Come on. Maths. 25 points of radiant damage.
Which, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that would be halved on a save to 12.
Yeah.
Amazing. This creature, like the initial 3 wolves that tried to accost you, falls down as you are overwhelmed on all sides by claws and teeth and fur. And it is just this swirling mass of snarling faces, and in a single moment, there is a brief clarity, and you thrust your arms to the side, and another swirling mass of radiant energy pulses out around you, and you can hear the whines of these wolves as they all back away and start to reassess what has just happened. That is your action. Mm-hmm. Would you like to do anything else?
I can't really, because I can't move. And I don't think I have any bonus action things right now, so nope. I think that's it.
And that is your turn. Wisdom save.
Oh yeah.
That is a 15.
Fails. Yay. Okay. 18 points of radiant.
Cocked. That is a success. That's an unnatural 20. Roll the damage again.
That was for... Sorry.
No, you're all good.
Sorry. Mm. 25 points of radiant damage.
That is a success.
Oh, it's terrible. Da 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 da. 18.
That is a failure.
Not another one. Oh, that's so bad. Why does it work so well when you're killing your friends? Oh my god, that's really bad. 11.
Still enough.
Oh, lovely. Oh, thank God. I was getting scared then.
You see this radiant energy whip around and drops the one to your left and the one to your right again. There is another howl from that creature closest to you. And it's going to back up. Now perceiving you as the threat that you are, it is immediately going to try and bound away and find a different point of attack.
I get an attack of opportunity, and because of Warcaster, I can use a spell?
So long as it's got a spell attack roll.
So it doesn't matter that it's... Yeah, I can cast a spell, any spell. Cast a spell, any
So long
spell.
as it's got an attack roll.
Great. I will, as it backs up from me then, I will Guiding Bolt.
Incredible.
It just lifts her hand up and kind of in like a fluster. What am I doing? It's a really good question. 26.
26 will unequivocally hit. Roll me damage.
You're going to be like, no. No.
That would be cruel.
That was an accidental roll, but we'd move. How is a first level Guiding Bolt getting more damage than a fifth level Spirit Guardian? 14 points of radiant damage and advantage on the next.
Yes, indeed. You, as you see it flee, blast a bolt of silverish radiant energy straight for it that bursts over in these threads of starlight that wrap around, and you can see its form now glowing even amongst the darkness of the trees, and you can see it limping on 3 of its legs as it spins around, hunkers down, hackles raised, and just... Creature behind you, who has not tried to attack you yet, is going to dive in and try and make an attack.
Go for it.
It's going to make a wisdom save. That is a failure.
Don't worry, I was rolling really bad.
Hey,
before
it's
as
all
well.
good. Sometimes we just have a sub 10 day.
Sorry, that's a really
no,
good
by
for
all
the
means,
first
go.
time. Hang on. Whoa. 28 points of radiant damage.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Immediately, as it dives in, it is accosted by this starlight whipping around it, and you hear this pained howl, and it pushes through, trying to get to you. It is going to make an attack.
Yeah.
That's not going to hit. That's an 11.
No.
It limps towards you now, and you can see that there is blood stains on its fur. It weakly tries to snap at your legs, but it cannot reach you in time before it has to stop and regain its strength, which means, Antonia, it is your turn.
Oh, I feel awful.
If it helps, they were actively hunting you.
Oh, great. Well,
So
oh.
it's not like you've kicked your neighbour's dog. These are things that
Yeah.
are trying to kill you.
I think then as this happens and the others kind of go down and that one still comes at her, I feel like she's, more than anything, she's just like really angry that this is happening, because I think she's so focused on what she has to do. Her mind wasn't, and my mind wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
So she just thrusts her hand out at the direwolf and like tries to, just for flavor, like grips it by the like scruff and casts inflict wounds.
Incredible. Remind me, is that save, sorry?
It
Or is it that
is
attack
a
roll?
attack roll,
Yeah.
so maybe I don't, but we'll see.
No. We'll see how we go.
We'll see. Could be good, could be real bad. Oh, modified 20.
Modified 20 will hit.
Lovely. Yes. Great. 15 points of necrotic damage.
Tony, you thrust your hand forward, and as this creature is trying to keep conscious and is now not even looking at you as a prey item, it does not see you reach a hand down and grab it by the scruff of the neck. You pull it up, and it yelps as it gets pulled up for a moment off of its front paws, and you use this moment to pulse that anger and fury into it, and as the necrotic energy takes away the last of its life, the piece of hide that you have in your hand just tears off and its corpse slumps to the floor.
God of mercy, who?
That is your action.
Yeah. So I think after that, she's just like lets it slump to the floor and takes a deep breath, and then turns around to face the other one and just like looks at it as though to be like, what are you gonna do? What are you doing?
Make me an intimidation check at advantage,
What are you doing?
please.
Oh god, I always forget that my charisma's -1. Okay. 13.
13 is more than enough. All I wanted you to do was beat its hit points. So your DC was 3.
Oh god.
This wolf bounds away from you and loops back round as if to try and look for another point of attack. Sees its only other pack member, who before was completely healthy, bound into this weird sphere of energy and become completely eviscerated. And seeing this, it turns and bounds off into the night, limping leaving you in amongst the rest of its slain pack members.
Cool. I think before she drops the spirit guardians, she's just going to have a look around to see if there's anything else.
Give me a perception check.
Anything else at all. Modified 20.
You listen into the night, and using the dark vision that is granted to you by your god, you peer into the darkness, and you believe that you have safely dealt with this threat.
Cool. I think she'll just calm down a minute before she drops it. And she'll probably move away from the corpses of the wolves and find a new place to camp.
You continue to head south.
Yeah.
For maybe 5 minutes, just to remove yourself from the scene that you have left behind. And you settle down. And once again, you try and cast the dome. 10 seconds go by. 20. 30. 50 seconds go by.
Great.
The dome is cast. Antonia, is there anything you'd like to achieve this night?
So wait, when did I send last night?
You sent earlier this evening.
Oh, earlier this evening. Oh, great. Then no. I think she just kind of takes stock of what happened and refocuses herself on her goal and has a little meditate as she casts the dome and then goes to sleep.
Okay. Sleep comes to you with the full knowledge that you are safe within the walls of this radiant shelter. And it is a dreamless sleep. You roll over to the sounds of birdsong, the crisp, cool air not yet warmed by the sun that is just starting to rise and paint the sky. It is a new day.
Cool. Onward.
Onwards you tread.
Onward.
Throughout most of the morning, the landscape remains much the same. The mountains to your left forming a huge barricade so that you see not the horizon to the east. To the west, you see the plains that you travelled over. At certain points, you think that you might be able to see the river that you crossed in your days of travel post the River Tree Woods. And just before midday, you see the landscape in front of you start to rise up. The foothills of the Girinat Mountains stretching out and cutting across your path. But the main road continues in this sort of southeasterly direction, hugging this mountain range. The hills, as you approach, crest quite high into the sky, some almost 100 feet. Although you, who have not only passed through the Vernal Mountains, but lived in the Horizon Mountains, don't feel as small and dwarfed as some might. Though the feeling is there in part, as it always is. As you pass through the hills, them rising higher around you, they form this pseudo-corridor that the path winds through. And the main road, to your eye, very much looks like it was set in between these hills, as they have remained here far before it. And then suddenly, there is a break in these hills, and high above you, to your left, maybe 150 feet, maybe 100 to 200 feet away, you see a dome of a building, orange in colour with bands of white, and atop the dome, a metallic symbol, a triangle with a curving line that snakes from the base of the interior all the way up to the point, atop which sits a circle. This you know to be the symbol of Qualero, and thus you suspect this is the temple you have been searching for.
Okay. How far away does it look?
The temple itself, or the dome of it, is over 150 feet into the sky, and looks like it is set behind some of these hilltops, over 200 feet away.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, 9.
9. You take maybe 10 whole minutes to try and figure out how to get up to the hilltop, and you cannot really see any way unless you continued along the path or went back the way you came and started trekking over the hilltops, as there are sections of this rocky cliff face that just barricade the path up. And then you spot it. Set into the stone of one of these hills, you can see that there is actually a corridor of sorts carved into the rock, and there are steps leading up.
Okay. Am I near the steps?
Yeah.
Now?
It'll take you maybe 2 minutes to walk away from the main road up to the base of this hill and up into this stony corridor.
Okay. Is it still the daytime?
It is midday.
Okay. I just want to find somewhere close by. But somewhere... You know what? She's going to find somewhere close by, but not too close to the entrance. Mm-hmm. And she's going to cast the dome around her. And she's just going to sit in there and kind of watch for like half an hour to an hour just to see if anyone comes and goes and how kind of frequent the people are.
Stepping away from the road in the opposite direction towards another one of these hills, you find sort of like a crevice that you can tuck into, and you cast the dome and you sit and you peer around the rock and you wait. Half an hour, you said?
Half an hour to an hour, I reckon, yeah.
There is no movement on the road at this point.
Okay. Oh, now I'm like, do I just go in as myself first and see? Or do I be a little stealthy? Fuck it. Abandon all plan. Yeah. She'll drop the dome.
Okay.
How do I do this? Yeah, and she'll go in.
Okay. You exit the radius of the dome and you feel that energy dissipate behind you. Mm-hmm. and you tread over towards the stone steps. You take a breath and you start to climb. The steps are fairly steep, and they curve up and to the left, right into the heart of this particular hill. And there is not much room within this passageway, and it starts to feel ever so slightly claustrophobic as you keep treading into the heart of this hill. But as you keep curving round, you see a light from around the corner starts to shine off of one of the walls. And as you follow the path, eventually it opens back out up into the hillsides of the Girinat Mountains.
Okay.
You look out across the hills before you and see them undulating out in front, back in the direction you have previously travelled. The path that you tread, now carved into the side of the hill, is made of flags of this dark, slick stone. And the path curves around still to the left, sloping upwards again, following the natural form of the hillside. You carry on up and over, and as you crest the hill, you get to see the landscape splayed out in front of you. You can see this same path that you are following, and it snakes back down slightly and up and around the right-hand side and ends at this massive building. As you saw from the main road, there is a domed structure atop it. And you notice at this point that the construction of this temple does not match the geography around you. It is made of this sort of pale beige stone, as opposed to the darker brownish, blackish grey of the rock around you. The dome itself is that dark orange that you saw, and you can see that there's some form of terracotta or tile all bowed in the centre, making these ridge-like patterns that flow from the centre down, reinforced by these bands of beige stone. The building flows directly downwards to the bottom floor that stretches out in a circular base, maybe 5 foot wider than the rest of the structure, and arches of stone decorate the face of this lower portion. Set into the front arch, you can see a pair of dark brown wooden doors. The tower may be 20 feet high. And you can also see massive windows above these doors that curve around the entirety of the front of the building, each one at least 30 foot high and over 5 feet wide.
Okay. And there doesn't seem to be any movement so far?
Not from this position.
Okay. Am I not facing the front?
You are facing the you are facing the front, as in not from this position around the structure.
Okay. Okay. This is going against everything that I'd kind of planned in my head, but fuck it. Yeah, she'll go in.
Okay. You tread along the path, and you follow it down and up and around, and within a matter of minutes, you are stood in front of these tall, dark wooden doors. You push them open, and you enter. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Yes.
Well done. You're doing brilliantly.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry I did not give it you at the time. Inspiration for the direwolf fight, because you took on...
Because I'm going to need it.
Because you're going to need it. Because you took on 8 direwolves by yourself, and you made them
8?
look like pups. Well done. join us in a couple of minutes where we see what the interior of the Temple of Qualero looks like. See you in a couple of minutes. And welcome back. Tony. You step beyond the threshold of the doors, and you were not immediately granted by a massive chamber like that of the Temple of Nelagwe, but find yourself to be in a sort of entry hall with a ceiling just over 10 foot above your head. It is not a dark space, as it is open and you can see out into what looks to be the rest of the temple, which is in itself flooded with light, but it is sequestered and slightly dimmer. You walk forwards and take in this massive space. Take a quick glance behind you and you see that the roof of the entryway that you were in was actually a secondary platform set 20 foot up with two sets of staircases to the right and left that lead up to it. The rest of the chamber's walls is comprised of those large windows set into the walls, and you can see that they surround the entirety of the building, not just the front. You can see the dome high above you, though it is a brass metal that covers the underneath, not the terracotta tile. At the centre of the chamber, as you may have expected to see, is a form that you are at least vaguely familiar with from your teachings. a statue of the supposed true form of Qualero. Unlike his other siblings, Qualero is the only Moon Watcher that actually stands on humanoid-like legs, each of which ending in 2 toes on his bare feet. And you would know that where he walks, those 2 legs become thousands, as if their movement echoes behind themselves as they walk. However, in this moment, there is only 2 legs depicted. Qualero is said to wear robes that cut off at the knee, and though his robes are said to constantly move and shift as if constantly in motion, the robes of the statue remain still. Qualero possesses 4 arms, 2 protruding from the shoulder and 2 more protruding from the mid-chest, each one splitting into 3 hands. And in one of these sets of 3 hands, he carries a staff that stretches the entire length of his form, though you know also that this staff is meant to be impossibly long, so that they may traverse valleys and canyons as easily as the imperfections of a pebble. The head is somewhat reminiscent of a humanoid, though its cranium is long and stretched as if made of clay and pulled upwards. And Qualero, though he is named the Guide, is not depicted with eyes, strangely enough, though there is a thin line that denotes their lipless mouth from which they speak. Behind him, like all of the Moon Watchers, their moon hovers in a fantastic metal adornment. This one fairly simple in comparison to some of the others that you know of, the metal, a bright gold. Starting at the edges, it curls around to the centre and then up to the top, almost connecting with the other side before reflecting its own path back down and meeting underneath. You stand and take in the space, and it is silent.
Is there anyone else in there?
You look around and there is no one in here at the moment.
Correct. Okay, and that was the whole, central...
That was the central chamber of this temple. You can also see that there are a set of doors to the left and to the right. They are of a similar wooden make, just smaller.
Okay. They don't have any, sign on the doors saying what is beyond them, anything like that? No? Cool. Okay, well... Oh god, there's no one in there. And I can't by any chance see the sacred text.
Make me a perception check. Yoink!
That's mine, thank you. Oh, funny. 18.
You look around the space and there is no obvious display of anything that could indicate a sacred text.
They could have them on display.
Absolutely. That was a worthy check. You never know.
Yeah,
I could have just handed this to you.
You could. You should.
I should.
Anyway, great. Okay, well, she'll just have a little scan around. You said there was upper levels?
Yes. So behind you, there are 2 sets of staircases to the right and left of the entry hall within which you entered, just behind you. These lead straight up and plateau off at most 20 feet above. That is it. It is not a platform that circumvents the entire space. It seems to be just a small platform on here. You can see that there is some form of brass armature of some description, though you do not recognise it or know its function from this distance.
Okay. But there's no doors up there?
No doors.
It's just like a balcony?
It looks like some form of balcony, yes.
Okay. The fact that there's no one here is really making me want to, stealth, but then that's just, I don't know. We'll be fine. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so I think she just takes a minute to kind of assess her surroundings, has a good look over the statue in slight distaste. And there's no is it just all the windows on the walls that you said? There's the long windows.
Yeah.
But there's
so above, as you look above this balcony, as it were, about 3 or 4 feet above that, you can see that the base of this window starts and it stretches up maybe 30 feet. So it takes up maybe almost half of the actual height of the room. It is set midway up the entire space. They're maybe 5 feet wide at maximum, and just set at points they are
around. But there's nothing else other than the standard lights, you know what I'm trying to say, torches and stuff on the walls. Nothing else. Okay. And there's just
You hear the doors move. Not from where you came.
Okay.
But from the back of the chamber. You whip around, and looking into the chamber with the entryway to your back, to your left, you see 2 figures approach.
Oh.
One of them, from this distance, you can see is an orc. They look to be female, standing maybe 6 foot tall. They wear simple traveller's clothes, worn leather boots, scuffed up trousers, a shirt with a cloak that hangs about their wide shoulders. They are walking in tandem with a tall, slightly thinner, pale white-skinned humanoid male with dark brown eyes and thick banded tattoos all over the skin. And from your time in the Horizon Mountains, you would know this to be a Goliath.
Oh.
The Goliath is dressed in dark, burnt orange robes of a thick woolen fabric by the looks of things. And these are fitted in place with a thick brown leather belt about the waist. The buckle, a golden metal of the same symbol that you saw atop the dome of the building. And they also wear that triangular symbol around their neck in a pendant-like fashion. Other than that, they do not seem to be wearing much else. As they walk, they head across the chamber up past you towards the entryway. The orc gives you an ever so slight, polite smile that one might give a stranger. The Goliath looks at you and smiles warmly, puts a finger up to you to infer that they will just be a moment before they continue on with the orc.
Okay.
They stand over by the entry hall and they begin conversing.
Cool. I'll wait.
Yeah.
And try and see if I can hear anything of their conversation.
Give me a perception check.
6.
6. You do not hear much of their conversation at all.
Okay, that's fine.
They speak too softly for their words to come through clearly. The Goliath, you can see, however, does talk to the orc for a moment, takes her hands and clasps them in his. And then the orc speaks back very seriously and earnestly. They nod, and then they turn and head out the door. The Goliath takes a moment, watches them leave, and then turns back to you. And he walks over. Hello there, traveller. My name is High Cleric Jalaket Gorthid, and welcome to the House of the Wanderer.
High Cleric. Say one more time.
Jalaket
Gorthid.
Gorthid. Jallaket. Gauthid.
I really didn't spell any of that right, but it's fine. I wrote it down
It's all right.
phonetically.
You're all good. Welcome to the House of the Wanderer.
Hi.
I see you are dressed in Haveron's robes. You are a cleric of the Moon Watchers, I can assume.
Yes, I am.
Then the warmest of welcomes to you. What can we assist you with? And he gestures into the temple space for you to follow him, and you find yourself ushered along next to him.
Well, I was just passing by, really, on my way to Alcera. So,
Wonderful.
never seen a temple like this before.
Have you not? No. Where do you hail from, if you don't mind my asking? Where did your journey begin?
Similar kind of mountain range, just not this one.
Each of the Moon Watchers temples do hold some significance to them as individuals, and thus every single one can differ. But of course, you would know that already. Well, as you are a traveller, by all means, feel free to spend some time here. Will you be resting with us for a period of time, or are you simply heading on your way?
Undecided yet. Potentially, though. I'm not sure.
But of course, that is not a problem at all. You are free to stay with us as long as you deem it necessary, and perhaps your time of embarkment will reveal itself to you soon.
I hope so.
We hold sermons here many nights, and in fact there is one this evening under the light of Qualero, and he lifts a hand up to the figure that stands towering above you. You should join us. Perhaps you may find his words enlightening, and he may show you the path that you must tread. For now, would you allow me to show you to bed chambers that would befit you, and thus you can prepare for however long you need to?
Yes, I would. I'd love to see more of the temple as well.
Yes, but of course I can show you around.
Thank you.
Please follow me. He leads you back towards the set of doors that you came from. Mm-hmm. Though he has not stopped moving whilst he speaks. Though his steps may be slow, they are continuous, and there is this sense of almost inertia with this person, as if they have to keep moving no matter what they are doing.
Okay. How old does he look?
They look middle-aged for a Goliath, maybe early 50s-ish.
Okay.
You enter out into a wide open space, a courtyard, as it were. Mm-hmm. You can see directly across from you, there is a large circular building that travels up a couple of stories. It is not the grandiose architecture of the temple, but it looks to be more of a commonplace building structure. There is also a small structure over to your right as well, across from the courtyard. But in between you and these buildings, there are just gardens. There are raised stone planters, stone footpaths, all of this beigeish stone that does not seem to match the topography that stretches beyond the temple limits. And you can see that quite clearly as there are no walls.
So this would have been on the other side.
This is the back side of the building, which is why you have not been able to see this from where you were before.
Okay.
Yes. As I said before, you may stay here as long as you feel you need. Should you be staying for an extended period of time, we will ask that you lend a hand to the work that goes on here in some capacity. But please do not worry about that for now. Take your time to get settled, and should there be anything you need, please do not hesitate to ask myself or one of the clerics here. We are not hard to miss. Right this way, and he leads you off through the courtyard. As you walk, you do pass by certain individuals, some of them dressed in these orange robes. There are others just dressed in common clothing that are walking through the gardens. Each one you pass, Jalaket waves to them as they pass by, as if he knew every person like a family member. Cleric Garda, he notes as you pass a female dwarf, bald head, bald face, puffy red cheeks swelling as she smiles at the pair of you. You pass another individual sitting on a stone planter filled with shrubbery. Hello there, Alex. He waves at this half-elf. She arrived just this morning. Good morning! As you pass by a human male with rough reddish hair and a bit of reddish scruff. Are you finding everything okay? Oh, I am, yes, thank you, he replies. Fantastic. And Jalaket walks on again. Harold arrived but a day ago, I believe, if I am remembering correctly. And before long, you reach this circular building. As you walk, he explains to you that this is a building of residence. This is where everybody who is staying at the temple stays. There is a very menial food court over to the right, the food stores, etc., etc. That is where people get their nourishment from. Mm-hmm. Most of the gardens are beautiful plants, but are devoted to actually producing food for the temple. You are free to wander throughout the gardens and throughout the buildings wherever you would like. Please do not feel any place is off limits. The only areas that we do ask that you stay out of are private quarters of anyone currently occupying any of the spaces within the residence building.
Oh. That was Kendall, that wasn't Tony.
That's quite all right.
Sorry, Tony.
You're all good. You're all good. You see that the doors to the residency building are the same make as the ones in the temple. These are open, and he leads you straight on in out of the sunlight of the midday summer's day. And immediately he leads you up a set of steps that is to your immediate right. He guides you up the flight of stairs to the first floor, along the corridor that circumvents around the building. You would be going, if you're looking at the residency building, around to the left.
Okay.
But you turn up the stairs and turn right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It's fine.
Okay. And you can see on either side that there are doors periodically, and he goes but 20, 30 feet down this corridor before he stops at one of these doors. He opens it and leads you inside.
Was it a locked door?
He does not seem to unlock it.
Okay.
The inside is not very spacious. It contains a simple dresser upon which sits a pitcher of water and an empty bowl. The bed is freshly made with thin sheets, and there is a small window, barely a foot wide, that is allowing some natural light in. It is very clean, very comfortable despite its simple construction, and you can imagine that to weary travellers, even these chambers would present such a delightful relief from the hardships of the road. Feel free to use these chambers for your own personal use for as long as you need. Simply notify us when you are leaving, should you want to leave today, tomorrow, in a week. It is entirely up to you. As I said, we will get to duties should you stay with us in due time. For now, I shall leave you to get settled, and I hopefully will see you this evening for the sermon. The service will begin after sunset.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you.
He nods, turns on his heel, closes the door behind you. You can see that there is a key in the door, in the lock of the door, should you wish to have some privacy.
Okay. So I think she stays there for a little bit, not too long, like less than half an hour, just to kind of like get her bearings.
Absolutely.
And then, so are we in a separate building right now? To
You
the dome?
are in a separate building.
Yeah.
It's about 100 feet away from the temple that you entered in through.
Okay, but this is just where people stay.
As far as Jalaket explained, this is
Great.
just a residency building. This is just rooms.
Cool. Well then, once she's gathered herself, she will head back out to the courtyard area
That you travel through. Absolutely.
Yes, and she's just gonna do her best to explore
Okay.
and like look like just, you know, as she probably is, another cleric that is very interested in
Perfect.
looking around another temple that she's never been to before. She's just gonna take her time to like take in the gardens and then head inside to the main temple again.
You tread through the gardens, meandering, taking in the sights and the sounds and the smells. You smile at the strangers that pass you, and they smile warmly back, very content to be going about their day. The clerics of Qualero all note your attire, and they smile and nod at you with, if not a look of familiarity, a look of recognition.
Yeah.
You spend half an hour, did you say, in the gardens-ish?
Yeah.
You sit, you think, you look around, and you are going to head back into the temple.
Yep.
You can see that from this angle, there are those two sets of doors that you saw inside. One puts you out on one side of the courtyard, closer to the residency building. The other points you towards the mess hall, as it were. But you can access both. And you pick your way through and enter back into the temple. It is empty thus.
Yeah. And before the cleric and the traveller came out of the left door.
They did.
So I think, you know, meandering around, taking everything in, she is going to make her way over to that door.
To the left set of doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking, just exploring.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, you do so. The temple is a fairly open space.
Yeah.
There is the front entry hall, which is set sort of, it's less than 10 feet deep, maybe 5-6 feet deep underneath this platform, this balcony, as it were. The other two sets of doors on the opposite side of the building that you exited and entered through are under a similar arch, but it is not even a foot deep. So they are covered, but it is not sequestered like the entry hall. The doors look fairly standard. They are reinforced wooden doors, dark wooden make, set into the stone doorways of the temple walls. Are you looking for anything in particular, or?
No, I think, is there like a lock on the door?
Does
No.
not seem to be a lock.
She's gonna
Push
them
out.
open.
Those left-hand doors you can see lead back into the courtyard that you exited through with Jalaket. At about 100-ish feet, you can see the residency building sort of over yonder.
Cool.
You get the rough sensation that there is a slight triangulation between the mess hall, the residency building, and the actual temple structure itself, with this beautiful courtyard bridging the gap.
Noted. So can I... No, I don't want to assume. I will go and check the other door on the right-hand side as well.
Yeah, so that is the set of doors that you entered in from, and you exit out of those, and you can see that it points you towards the mess hall on the other side. So there are 3 sets of doors in the temple structure itself: the entrance hall, the doors to the residency building, and the doors to the mess hall.
Oh, okay. So literally that's it, and it's okay. Great. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. And did he say the sermon was going to be in like the main?
He did not say. He did not indicate. You assume that it will be.
Yeah. Okay. And what time is it now?
It is just past midday. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. He did say that the sermon would take place after sunset.
Yeah. Where are they? He probably keeps them in his room, doesn't he? I don't know where that is. There isn't anything that not points to it, but like in the bit that was just like where people stay. All the rooms just look the same.
You only saw inside your own room. All of the doors were shut. The construction of the building looked very copy and paste almost. It was the same size doors, the same corridors. From the outside, you can see that there are loads of those small square windows. So you could assume that most of these rooms are of a very similar size and make.
Okay. And there isn't, I don't know, like a grander looking doorway that was like no,
you do not see any other doorways that look different. The only one that looks any different, it was the entryway because it was bigger.
Okay, I think in that case then she will go back to take her time to look like she's exploring and stuff, and then go back to the part where people stay.
Yes, the residency building. Okay.
And if there is somewhere to just like sit in there, I think she would just sit and wait and
make me an investigation check.
Yeah. Yes, I will. And I'll guidance myself.
Absolutely.
Because I remember that I can't do that. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. What am I doing? Investigating. 11.
You head back to the residency building and you start to wander the corridors. You wander around more or less the whole of the first floor that your room is on, and you realise that this building is just a very circular building. Only very occasionally are there little sort of cubby holes that have windows set into the external wall. The rest of it is just doors. It looks like it is just here to house travellers.
Okay.
You do, however, after getting a little bit lost, realise that there on the ground floor to the right, there are doors that open out into sort of like a central garden. In the residency building. It is open roofed, so you gather that this building is sort of like a donut shape, and within the centre there is a garden with stone benches that you can sit, and it does seem to be less of a garden with function like the courtyards that grow food, and this is more of an aesthetic garden where people can sit. You can see that there is a cleric sitting with someone, and they are conversing over on the other side.
Okay. I was going to say something and it's gone from my brain. And there's no like private prayer rooms or anything like that.
I have not seen any.
No.
You could always ask.
Yeah. If I walk past one of the clerics that is wearing the orange robes.
Yeah, I'll say as you have meandered through the courtyard a couple of times, you do ask that question, and they tell you that there are no private prayer rooms, but you're more than welcome to use your own private chambers as such.
Yeah, I thought so. Cool, okay, well I think what she'll do is she will... I think she would just kind of meander around for a while until the sermon later on. But I think in that she wants to not follow, because that's really weird and obvious, but like try and stick closely to the High Cleric.
The High Cleric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to keep an eye on like...
For sure.
The movements, you know?
I'm going to make this... What can I make this? Give me a survival check, actually. I'm just going to make this a survival check.
I'm guessing it won't be guidance because I'll be over.
This is over the course of the day, so it's longer than 10 minutes.
Survival.
Survival.
Oh my god, she's rolling so bad. 10.
10.
Yeah.
Not wanting to draw attention to yourself, you mainly keep to the garden within the residency building and the courtyard. It is within the courtyard that you do see Jalaket the most. Occasionally he wanders from the residency building and out into the courtyard and does spend a lot of time out in the courtyard. Sometimes he is looking over the plants, sometimes he is speaking with individuals. Every so often he does go back into the temple chamber, and sort of early evening time he does go over to the mess hall and stay there for a little while, comes back out. And at this point he then goes into the residency hall, and as evening draws on you do not see him again.
Okay. But last time I saw him he was in the residency hall.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so breathe. No, he said it was happening after sunset, the sermon. So okay. Yeah, I'll basically wait.
Perfect.
I think she will, if the last place that she saw him go was the residency part, she will wait around there just to try and see where he comes out of or where he went into.
Yeah. You see as you wait that he enters the residency building the same way he guided you in, and he heads up the stairs. Are you waiting outside of the residency building in the courtyard? Or are you waiting in the residency building?
In the residency building.
Whereabouts?
I think she'll just be stood outside her chambers.
Okay.
Kind of like just observing.
Yeah.
As if she's just like curious about it all.
As the day goes by, you do see less and less footfall, certainly out in the courtyard, and you give Jalaket a moment to himself, and then you walk in and head into your chambers. You prepare yourself and then stand outside of your chamber doors and you wait. And pretty much nobody passes you at this time as the sun is beginning to set.
Okay.
After darkness has just fallen, you do hear footsteps on the stairs.
Okay.
You cannot see them from where you are.
Okay. Is that someone coming in or out?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, that was so nearly a natural 20, but it's not. It's a 12.
They are already inside the building.
Okay. So I can gather that if this is Jalaket, it's somewhere downstairs.
You're unsure if it's downstairs or upstairs, but they are already
the stairs
inside.
Is part of it,
the stairs
there are stairs.
There are stairs.
It's making sounds. Fucking hell, okay. All right. Great. Okay, cool. And I can kind of assume, based on the time and the noise, that they're heading to the sermon.
That's an assumption.
It's an assumption.
But it's an educated
But it's
one.
an educated guess.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, God. I'm so nervous. Right. He's definitely going to have the text, isn't he, for the friggin' sermon? Right. Okay. Game on, just in case. She's going to quickly run back into her room as though she is, like, getting ready to go to the sermon.
Mm-hmm.
And... Oh my God, I'm so nervous. She's going to take a minute. Not even a minute, really. So I'm just reading the spell.
It's okay, don't worry.
Reading the spell.
It's very important to read your spells.
It is, as we know, Dewi. Yes, she's going to take a minute. Just center herself, take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to try and think back to, like, something that she read when she stayed, when she was at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like a story or something like that. And she's just going to take a second to sit with that feeling. And shadows are just going to, like, curl around her. And then head, like, into her body. And I'm going to cast Borrowed Knowledge on myself.
Okay.
And hopefully gain proficiency in stealth.
Bear with me 1 second.
Jack's going to be like,
I'm so
"No, you
sorry.
don't."
My app is clearly not up to date. Bear with me 1 second. Borrowed knowledge. There it is. You now have proficiency in stealth for 1 hour.
Yep, for an hour. Great.
Incredible. Well done.
Yes. And she's going to head to the sermon.
Okay. You exit your room.
Yep.
Do you lock the door behind you?
No.
Okay. Close the door. And you head down the stairs and out of the residency building. Over at the temple, you can see orange robes passing through that door, and the door closed behind them. You cross the courtyard in the twilight. You reach those doors, you pull them open, and you step in. As you head into the space, you can immediately see a number of people gathered here. There is a low chatter of conversation filling the chamber. And there is definitive movement as you now recognize Jalaket is walking towards to your perspective, the rightmost staircase that leads up to that platform. They are at those steps. And in their hands, they are holding something. You watch as the chatter dies down and Jalaket rises to that platform. And you can see in his hands, he is holding a wooden box. You don't know if it's particularly well decorated from across the temple. It's a small, light wooden box. Do you step into the chamber and join the throng of people, or are you going to stand out to the side?
think she joins them, but keeps to the side.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to be near the back or near the right? They're the closest option.
Away from any doorways.
Away from any doorways. I'll say that you will go to the right then.
Great.
Because that is the longest wall between the entrance hall and the door that you've just entered.
I'll trust you.
Thank you. But you stand at the periphery of this crowd that is gathered more towards the front, facing up towards this platform.
That spell might have been a little bit premature, but we'll see.
It's only been a couple of minutes since you cast that spell. It doesn't take you long to cross the courtyard.
No.
It's been less than 5 minutes, but I will keep an eye out. Jalaket sets the box down on some form of plinth or platform that's about waist to stomach height. And he takes a key from the inside of his robes, unlocks the door, and lifts the lid. Places the key back in his robes. Out of the box, he lifts a roll of some form of orangish material with what you can see to be dark brown etchings on it. And he places this roll on one arm of the brass armature that is set onto that platform. He takes the edge of the scroll and leads it up towards the second armature of this configuration and attaches it in some sort of way. He then fiddles with a small rotating mechanism on the side, and you can see that the scroll moves slightly, unravelling from the large spool and being rewound on the smaller spool. After a moment, he stops, seemingly satisfied with the placement of the scroll. He takes the box in which the scroll was held and places it underneath in some form of concealed shelf, something. He looks down at the congregation. It takes him a moment. He does glance at you, smiles warmly, and he speaks. Good night and welcome to all those who are here with us today. There are some amongst you who have been here for a number of days, and we are delighted you have elected to stay with us for so long. There are some amongst you who have very recently arrived, and to those I grant you a particularly warm welcome. It is pleasing to know your journey has led you here to us this night, for we are all travellers in the eyes of the guide. We all have our own journey. We all have a path to walk, even those of us that remain still for a time. It is our guide that shows us the beauty of this journey. He shows us that our path is unique and yet connects us to so many individuals in our lives. And it also connects us to him. He walks with us and he shows us the way. We cannot see him, but make no mistake, he walks beside us. I want you to think about your journey. I want you to recall how far you have come, how long you have traveled. I want you to recall the many faces that you have seen in your lives. How many paths have intersected with yours? Delight in how they have shaped your journey and how, in turn, you have shaped theirs. At this point, he stops speaking and simply smiles at the congregation and looks over them as you see some people look up towards the ceiling, others bow their heads to the floor. Some even turn and bow their head to the statue of Qualero that stands behind them, all seeming to reflect on their own individual journey. After a moment, some heads start to return. People turn back around. And seeing this, Jalaket continues to speak. No journey is without its challenges, for otherwise when we arrive at our destination, we would not feel the achievement that we do, at the success that we know we have worked for. Whether that be to traverse through mountains, to walk a path as long as the country, or perhaps meet with other travelers that have wronged us in the past. We all have our challenges. But these challenges make us stronger. As the Wanderer tells us, through these challenges we will find growth and new beginnings that can only lead us forward to new destinations. Count for me the obstacles you have faced on your journeys, in whatever form they have come in. Think back to all that you have overcome to be here with us today. Again, some look up, or down, or towards the statue, and there is silence once again for a time before people turn back once more. I want to now, for a moment, talk about those moments where we do not know what path to take, which journey to make. In those moments, we can feel so helpless and so very lost in the darkness of uncertainty. And as he speaks these lines, he slowly raises his hands out to his sides and he flicks his wrists, and all of the torches that are lighting up the space go out in a ripple that starts from next to him and radiates out to the back of the chamber. You are all plunged into darkness. The only light, the twilight spilling in through the windows, that to you is more than enough for you to see the space around you. And then his voice echoes out from the darkness. In these moments of darkness, we cannot see our way. We tread blindly towards uncertainty. And this can be terrifying. It can compel us to stop our journey, to turn back from what is ahead. I beseech you now to remember this. We only see Qualero in the darkness. They do not show us their form in the day, for that is devoted to the light of Oralis and all that her great majesty bestows upon us. So do not fear the darkness that grips you, for in that darkness he is closer to you than ever. In those moments you must have more faith than ever that they will guide you through. Do not stray from the path. Do not turn back. Reach out a hand to them, and they shall lead you forward until you can once again see. And on that last word, the torches relight in series, with the torches at the back alighting last. My friends, thank you for lending me your ears this night. Take the words of Qualero with you. Hold them in your heart, and he shall walk with you. Give your thoughts to his siblings, to Nelagwir, to Vantha, to Havarin. Travel safe and enjoy the journey. And the congregation echoes those last words with low murmurings of travel safe, enjoy the journey. No one exits the chamber. Instead, the congregation returns to that low chatter that just murmurs amongst themselves. You see Jalaket once more manipulating the mechanism on which the scroll was placed. reversing the motions he made to restore the scroll to its original position. He then takes it off the armature and, taking the box out from underneath, returns it and closes the lid. You see him take out the key, lock the box, returning the key to the place in his robes. He then places the box underneath the plinth upon which this brass armature rests, and then he walks down the stairs and starts to speak to members of the congregation.
Interesting.
He very quickly makes his way over to you, Tony. Tony, it's a privilege to have had you here tonight. Thank you so much for attending. Please stay as long as you like. Many of the congregation do remain to socialize and talk about their journeys, and I hope that his words have brought you some direction. And with that, he smiles and walks off into the congregation and continues through the crowd, shaking hands with people, smiling and talking.
Cool. Okay. Oh, God, okay. So I saw him place it back under the thingy-mabob. Great. I think hearing the sermon, and I think everything in her brain was trying to be like, what's so wrong with what he's saying? Mm-hmm. And trying to find the flaw in it. But then once he lists the Moon Watchers, I think there's like a little pang of anger that reminds her of why she's doing this.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm really scared. Okay. I think after the conversation, you're looking at me so intensely right now, and I'm freaking out.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm simply eager to hear what your next move is.
So am I.
I just had that speech prepared. It's all you, baby.
Okie dokie. Well, fuck it. Let's go. Cool. Well, yes. She's going to like thank him as he leaves, and kind of look like the awkward new girl.
Yeah. Not hard for you to do.
And she's going to kind of watch everyone speaking to each other for a minute, as if she's just like enjoying being there and looking very grateful to have received these wise
Give
words.
me a performance check at advantage, please. Just for my own amusement.
Really, she's like complete straight face. Ooh, 17.
Duly noted. Please continue.
Great, lovely. Great. And she's after, I don't know, like maybe like 15 minutes or so, she's going to start walking towards the door that exits to the courtyard.
So the one that she entered in this time, the one immediately to your left.
I'm so sorry.
You're quite all right. So you've got the entrance hall.
Entrance hall's at the other end.
At the other end.
Oh, right.
Tony is here. And then you've got the two doors. So you are between the entrance hall and one of the back doors. You're going towards that back door.
I want to go towards... Okay. I want to make it... Okay.
Go on. I'm so sorry.
No. I'm probably imagining it wrong.
No, you're all good.
Basically, I want her to be walking towards a door to the courtyard, but also that walks towards the stairs up. If that is entirely possible at all.
It is not, because the two doors towards the courtyard are at the back of the temple.
Right.
The stairs towards the platform are above the entrance hall at the opposite side of the temple.
But when you go out the front of the temple, No, fuck it. She'll walk towards the entrance then. She'll
Yeah.
walk towards the exit.
Okay.
As if she's just, I don't know, maybe going to get some air or something. And as she has her back to everyone, she's going to cast Mislead
Okay.
on herself.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
Remind me of the components
It's
of
a sir.
Mislead. It's a sir.
It's a sir.
So it's just semantic components. So, can you please make me a stealth check or a sleight of hand check?
Would that be at advantage or not? No.
No, because it's your boots that give you the advantage on stealth. So in this
fine.
moment, it would be a straight roll.
fine.
I will say you could guide yourself in this
I
moment.
can guide myself.
I saw it happening and I was
No,
like...
I don't know if I can because misleads concentration and so is guidance.
So you
Could I do it before?
are... Guidance lasts for a moment. It is a simple prayer to your
Preparing.
God. You can then...
Come on.
You can then use that guidance
Okay.
on the deceptive casting of the
Yes.
spell, so it will not interfere.
Great. Yeah. Proficiency's +4, right? At the moment.
Yes, it is.
The guidance is cocked. Okay. Maths. 21.
She's stealthy when she needs to be. With the congregation still murmuring post-sermon with that slight elation that comes from hearing the words of your deity, they do not pay you much attention, and if anyone notices you, they see you walking towards the entrance, and with a slight flick of your hands, you place them on your chest as if to stop yourself from walking, but you continue. Yourself now invisible,
Yep.
and your form a step in front.
Great.
You have cast Mislead.
So invisible me just stop walking and she watches herself walk forward because I tell.
Yes, indeed.
That's double.
I'm going to double
Yeah.
check very quickly what you can do because I believe it is just an illusory double. You can see through its eyes and hear through its ears.
And I can gesture and speak.
You can gesture and speak.
But it's my action.
It is your action. It is also incorporeal. It's an illusion.
Great.
I will remind you of that now. Just to double check.
That's fine. Because I just want her to be seen to be walking out. Even if that means that every single turn, maybe I just ask her to keep walking as if she's just gone.
Yeah.
But we'll deal with that when the time comes.
Perfect.
If it's not going to come, everything's going to be fine. So, invisible me will then... Is anybody on the balcony that I can see? So everyone's gone?
Yeah.
And-
There is... That balcony is not very big.
No.
You think that 2, maybe 3 people could squeeze onto that space at the time.
Great.
And as Jalaket was speaking, you only saw his figure there. Everybody else seemed to be part of the congregation.
And can I ask... I know everyone's chatting. Everyone's milling around, having a conversation.
Yes.
How loud is it?
Not very.
Okay.
It is certainly in
Polite conversation.
It's polite and measured conversation.
That's fine.
There is no raucous laughter.
It's a big room.
It is also a very big room, so it takes a lot to fill the space. The only reason you can hear the murmuring is because it does reverberate off of these walls,
Yep.
but it is not loud.
Okay. Cool. So she's going to try and make her way up the stairs.
Okay. Please roll me a stealth check at advantage.
Let's go. Come on. 23.
Taking your time, as you know you have maybe 45 minutes left on borrowed knowledge.
Oh, I'm still invisible. Oh,
You're still
that's
invisible.
Proficiency, though, isn't it?
It is your proficiency, but you've got 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
You, more slowly than you have ever stepped,
Yes.
place one foot on the stone stairs, then another, and then another. And there is a very large part of you that feels so very vulnerable and exposed as you can see the entire congregation below, and you have to steel yourself from this thought and rely on your magic concealing you from their gaze. But no one speaks. No one calls out. And you make it to the top of the stairs.
Great. Can I go around too?
You look and you can see set into a stone platform is this brass armature with two arms connected on one side, and you can see that there is a very simple wheel gear mechanism at the top. Set just below this platform, there is what looks to be a wooden sliding door, a set of wooden sliding doors that are very simply carved decoratively.
And that is where I believe the box was put.
You assume so.
Psych!
That's an assumption.
Okay. Yes. Well, I will crouch down. I'm gonna. Oh god, I'm really scared. I'm gonna try. And.
Make me a stealth check, please, at advantage.
You make me nervous.
No one's there. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm already nervous. Oh, okay. She rolled by herself. 17.
You slide one of the doors over, and sequestered behind it, within this little cubby hole, is a box.
It's a box.
It is not ornately decorated, though it does look to be reinforced. Steel brackets on the corners and studs, metal studs, on the lid. And you can see that there is somewhat of an intricate keyhole set in the front of it.
Now. Let me know, because I feel like common sense is a thing. And if I was to attempt to unlock this box, would I make enough noise to be? Would people hear it? Or is there a chance, because I'm on a balcony and away from everyone and they're talking, that if I was to make a noise, they wouldn't? Or is it like a stupid thing? Do you know?
It's a very easy question to answer. There is only one instance in which someone in your party has unlocked or locked a door and someone has heard it, and that was in the basement of Bolgus Waller, and that is because somebody was standing directly in front of that door. Okay. So it is possible. Imagine that unless there is something unknown to you that will make a noise, you could unlock this fairly silently and nobody would know. Okay. Second question. Does it look trapped? Not trapped, but like there are some sort of wards on it, you know? It's very difficult to ascertain wards without it's not casting a spell. Yeah. It's not like intricately decorated, you say, though. It's not intricately decorated. And I tell you what, on that note, give me an investigation check, please. Okay. Yeah, just if there was any like obvious. Absolutely. Oh my god. She's 19. Not touching the box at all, but looking at it from where you are. There are no runes. Any carvings on this box seem to be abstract shaping that gives it a modicum of decoration.
Great. Then I will... Oh, God. Yeah. Yes, I will attempt to open the box.
Just for your information,
Oh, no.
I will say that to unlock the box and then open it, you will need to take it out of the shelf. You are still crouched behind the
down.
platform, so you assume that no one will see you from below.
Right. Yeah.
But you will need to remove it.
But I could just...
Yes.
And that wouldn't... Yeah, no one's going to see that.
No one will see it.
It will make it invisible when I touch it, won't it? No, it won't.
So, unfortunately, when you cast the spell, anything you are wearing or carrying when you cast the spell goes invisible. There is a very big debate as to whether any items you pick up after the fact...
I'm going to just be a floating scroll.
Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person.
Honestly, it's fine for the box. It's more of...
No. For the first time in my life, anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. I don't know why I've never realised this. That does not denote at the casting of the spell.
And you are concentrating on
I am 100% going to change a 6 or 7 year ruling that I have made.
You're welcome, Dawn Takers.
Yeah. And I will say that, and I'm gonna put a caveat here so it doesn't come and bite me in the ass. Any object... You lie. Any object that you can easily carry is small and or could be sequestered within a robe or bag will be invisible.
Cool.
Anything larger than that, I will make a call in the future because I can hear future Jack screaming at me through the annals of time saying, why the fuck did I make that ruling?
It makes sense.
But I will 100% honestly say I've never read it like that, and I will allow it.
Great.
So
then I will...
As you touch the box...
I could just take the box.
It disappears.
I could, and I was thinking I could just take the box, but then I feel like that's too suspicious, so I am going to try and open said box.
You are going to need to give me a Thieves' Tools check, which is just dexterity.
Oh, no.
Are you proficient with Thieves' Tools?
I am not.
Then it is just a straight roll plus dex.
Let's try it. Come on. I'm definitely going to use my inspiration to re-roll that natural one. Come on.
I genuinely cannot read if it's good or bad.
That was another natural one.
Okay.
I got fucked. Well, this is going to be fun.
For a total of
3.
Fuck's
sake. This is, I swear, that is exactly what happened in the Nelagwir Temple.
Yeah.
I tried it and I rolled a natural one, and I swear I re-rolled it and it was another one.
It was,
and then
it
I
was
had to just
pretty bad.
keep trying.
Yeah. You place the Thieves' Tools into the lock.
It's the worst thing that could happen.
And seeing as you cannot see these tools, it is very hard to know exactly where you are placing them. And that would be challenge enough. But you do put them into the lock and very quickly realize that this is quite an intricate lock. This is not a door to someone's bed chambers. This has been designed so as not to be easily picked by any old burglar.
I'm such an old burglar. Great.
There is a point in which you feel one of your tools torque and you instantly stop to stop it from snapping, and you take your tools out. At this point, I'm going to say it's been 2 rounds.
Okay.
What is your
illusory Tony doing?
double doing?
She is sitting down on the hillside, meditating.
Okay. Tony.
Away from the door.
I would like to remind you
What?
that the door
Is
not open and your illusory double
Okay.
cannot manipulate it.
Fun. She can go through the door.
She could.
There was only one. Fuck. That's so funny. Oh, I should have cast it at the door. Great. Okay. And there was only the door into the main chamber, right?
Mm-hmm. That entrance is one set of doors.
And it's so risky. Was there any point where no one was looking at her?
You don't know you had your back turned to them.
I did. Fuck. Okay. Then she will when I realise as I fuck the unlocking, she will oh god. She'll Okay. She's already spoken to the High Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
She will walk. Oh, fuck. It's going to look really dodgy if she just turns around. Nah, fuck it. As if people do that all the time. I do that all the time. I walk the wrong way and then I'm like, oh, I was going the wrong way and I walk the other way. So she's going to turn around and she's going to walk the other way. Okay. She's going to walk and yawn as she walks towards the door out to the courtyard.
Okay. That, at a slow pace, is going to take you a couple of rounds.
Okay. That's fine. I think after the fucking up the... I think she does just give it a couple of seconds anyway.
Okay.
I don't know whether to try again or whether I just take the box. If I try again and the consequence is real bad, if I fuck it. It's going to be high DC, isn't it?
You are reattempting a check. That's all I'll say.
I'm trying to think the likelihood of me being able to do this is quite low if it's just Dex. So... do I just take the box? Figure it out later. Oh, then I'll know. Oh, I don't know whether to just do it one more time. I don't want to fuck it. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
I'll try it once more.
Dex check, please.
Come on, it can't. Come on. No. It's like a 9.
A 9.
Bad.
You ascertain very quickly that this lock is beyond you.
Great. This lock is beyond me. Cricket! Great. Then I will pick up the box and stand up.
Okay, you do so. And it disappears with you as you are carrying it.
And I will very quickly, but being as quiet as I can. There isn't an exit up here, is there? I have to go back downstairs. Great. I go back downstairs as quietly as I can. And I follow my illusory double into the courtyard.
Give me a stealth check. At advantage.
I feel like I'm going to be sick. Come on. That was a whole ass journey. 22.
22.
Oh God, I really want to get this. I don't want to take the box if I don't have to, but
you pad down the stairs.
Yes.
And you circumvent the crowd, who, after a minute or two, does not seem to have dispersed. You can still see High Cleric Jalaket drifting in amongst them. And you look as your illusory double is very close to the door.
Mm-hmm.
You tread on over.
Yeah.
It is still approaching the door.
Great.
You've just told it to go over to the door.
Yes, I tell it to go out into the courtyard.
It is not open.
It's why the door's not open in this place. Everything else is open.
The only
I hate this.
the only doors that you have seen
Right.
were already open with the residency building.
Oh,
The
this
doors
ruins
to
all my plans.
the doors to the temple are closed. They're not
Okay.
locked.
Then I will walk over to my illusory double, and I'm going to tell it to put a hand on the door, and I'm going to open the door.
In this moment, I would like you
okay.
to make me a check. This could be an initiative check. It could be a performance check.
Okay.
By all means, tell me if there's some other check you would like to make. But those are the two checks that, to me, stand out. Unless you can
I have a
persuade me.
question. If it is an initiative check, I get advantage on initiative rolls as a Twilight Cleric with the thing that I have.
Then I will say if you want to time this perfectly
Yeah.
with your illusory doubles movements, you can do so. So please give me an initiative check
Great.
at advantage.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Come on. Okay. 21.
You see the illusory double place a hand up to the door, and just as the very first measures of it brush up against the door, you place your hand in the same place and push it open. And I'm assuming you command it to walk through.
Yes.
It does so.
And I go through with it.
You do.
Is anyone out there?
Not that you can see.
Fuck me. Okay. Oh, I don't know whether to just take. I feel like I should just take the box and go at this point. Right. I will then, I know no one's out there, but as to look as unsuspicious as possible in case anybody was to be out here, I'm going to try and maybe, I don't know, like duck round the corner as well. But then try.
So you can go left, which will lead you away from the courtyard, or you can go right, which will lead you between the two doors at the back of the temple.
I go left.
Left towards the wilderness,
Yes.
as it were. You can
And
do
I'm
so.
going to stand as close as I can to my double, and I'm going to drop mislead.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay. Great. And then I will head back into the temple.
Okay. Are you still carrying the box?
Oh, I put it in my bag. Thought that was a given. Sorry. Yes. No, I put it in my bag.
And you head back into the temple.
And I head back in.
Okay.
And I think I try and continue to look intrigued by everything that was said. Look like the new girl that, you know. I keep an eye on anyone to make sure they don't go up there, obviously. And if she's only staying there for maybe like 15 minutes anyway, before she goes over and finds the Goliath.
Jalaket.
Jalaket.
Okay. I would like you to make me a performance check, please.
Why is it always me? Why do I always do this to myself? Performance. 18.
18 is very good.
And just as I go over to him, I am going to guidance myself.
I would like you to make me an insight check before you do.
Oh no. Does he know? I could have just gone. 16.
You do clock. A couple of people have noticed you coming back in, and there's a sort of on one or two faces, there's just a slight furrowing of the brow and a smile.
Let's just go outside. Sure.
You go over to Jalaket.
Yes.
How long do you wait before you go over? 15 minutes, did you say?
Maybe like 10 minutes. Yeah, not very long.
It's up to
not
you.
very long.
Not
10.
very long.
No, actually, you know what? As soon as she comes back in, I think she takes in the crowd with that performance check, just trying to look kind of overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. And, the new girl vibe. And then she'll walk over to him.
Okay. I'll say after maybe even
You are really scaring me right now, Jack. Go on.
It's not my intent. After maybe not even a couple of minutes, you decide to head on over to Jalaket. And though he's talking to someone else, he smiles warmly at you, grants his blessings upon the person, and turns to you. Tony, how are we this night?
I feel better. Thank you for letting me stay for this.
Good. I'm glad that the words of Qualero could grant you that bliss.
I think I need to carry on my journey. I don't really have time to delay, but I really needed this. Thank you.
I would like you to make me a deception check.
With... I have guidance.
You have guidance. I'm going to make this a straight roll.
That's fine. But I'm doing so good.
You are.
I love you, Averin. I mean, it's not great, but I rolled a 4 on my d4. But it is a -1, so it is a 13.
13.
It's above a 10. It's above a 10.
Perhaps the guide is with you now and informing you that your journey is not over. Are you sure you will not rest with us this night and set off tomorrow morning?
No. I have friends I need to get back to. But thank you. I appreciate your hospitality.
You must do what you must, and if the sermon was enough guidance for you, then may your time here have been well spent regardless.
Honestly, it was just nice to be back at a temple, so...
I myself have experienced that time between cities in which you cannot go to your place of worship, cannot see your God, and cannot hear their words. It is difficult, but you will find your destination, I assure you.
I have faith. Thank you.
You are very welcome. He grasps your hands. Travel safe and enjoy the journey.
Go with peace.
He nods and smiles.
And I will walk out.
You're going to head to the entry hall?
Yeah. And I feel like she stops before she leaves, has a little turn back, just kind of takes in everything, and then heads out.
In the darkness, it is the moons and the stars that light that dark stone path that carves through the hillside. And every step you take feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
But you take them paced and calm, trying not to betray the deed that you have just committed. Nobody follows you. Nobody says anything. 10 minutes go by. You wind down the path, through the heart of the hill, and you are out onto the main road.
Okay.
What do you do, Tony?
Okay. So, fuck, I really didn't want to take the box with me. Oh, I don't feel like it's a good idea to have this box. Give me 1 second.
You may take all the time you need. You are not out of the woods yet, so it is important for you to make your next moves carefully.
All right. First of all, I'm going to try something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I try it now? Or do I try it if I get fucked by people? I'm going to try it now. I'm going to try and use divine intervention. I'm going to try.
Okay.
Obviously, just keep it. She's just walking.
Just walking back up the main road.
I don't know if she'd go along the main road. She'd probably try and stay near to it if that's the way she came.
Yeah.
But
Are you
stay
heading in the
shadows.
direction
I'm
that you
trying
came?
to go back to
To the group.
the group.
Absolutely.
So I think she'd stay off the main path. I think
Yeah.
she'd try and get a little bit in the tree line.
Although
Oh, God.
the start of the main road careens through the hills and there is not much room either side of the main road, you can certainly stay off the main road as you exit these foothills.
Great.
But the very start of your journey will be more or less on the path.
Yes. Okay. It's dark outside now.
It is nighttime.
Okay, so as she's walking, she's going to hold her holy symbol, and I am going to try and use divine intervention.
All right then.
And she's going to say, do I have to ask for it before I roll?
Yes, I'm going to say you do.
Okay. She's going to say, please just make them all forget me. And I'm going to try.
Please roll me a D100. And before you roll, you need to roll a 10 or under, I believe.
I did it. I've done it twice now.
As the queen of bad rolls.
This is the time to roll shit.
I pride myself on being great at Call of Cthulhu because you've got to roll under. This is your time. Come on.
I really want this to work. It would be so sick. No, I rolled. No. That worked. No.
What did you roll?
Do you want to know something funny? Mm-hmm. I rolled 99. The opposite.
You could not have been further.
The opposite way. That's fine. That's fine. It was just a stab in the dark. Okay.
You,
That would have been so good.
filled with adrenaline, anxiety, fear, pride, excitement, send out the most heartfelt prayer to your God. You do not feel as if it is heard.
Okay. So she's kind of like, I know, it was a long shot. Okay. And then she is going to use Steps of Night. So her spectral, shadowy wings are going to come out. And she's going to try and fly instead. Not above the tree line.
That's fine.
Because that's where the temple is up there. But just to not create tracks and keep
How long can you fly,
stealthy.
Tony?
Just for a minute. But
What is your speed?
it's 30 feet, but I can do it 4 times,
Okay.
and I will.
So 30 feet, double
It's not
dash to
very long.
60,
Yeah.
times 10 is 600, times 4 is 2,400 feet. That's fairly quick
Great.
and gives a fair amount of distance
Yes.
between you and where you stepped onto the main road
Yeah.
after exiting
Yep.
the house of the
Oh my
Wanderer.
god, I'm really scared. I thought I'd been alright. I thought I'd done okay. Oh, it's just the fucking box. Okay.
After almost 5 minutes, your wings dissipate
Yep.
and you have to walk from this point forward.
Has my borrowed knowledge run out by this time?
You've got maybe 10 minutes left on it.
Okay, great. Cool. Then I will keep going.
Okay. You keep going. How long do you travel for?
I want to say, I need to destroy this. I need to destroy this. He didn't tell me what he wanted me to do with them. Did he?
No.
Fuck.
You
I
did.
feel like I need to destroy the box, though. I feel like that's something I need to do because they can probably easily locate that. She travels for a good few hours, I want to say. And trying her best not to leave tracks and to use she'll cast borrow knowledge again if she has to a couple of times.
Yeah. I will say
To be stealthy.
make me a survival check, and you can use your borrowed knowledge on your survival check.
Oh, sick. Okay.
This is to try and know what terrain would leave tracks and to avoid that.
I rolled really badly.
You could have guided yourself.
It's like you're being really nice and letting me roll a d4. That's the worst. But then with the proficiency,
Which is +4.
which is +4, so it would be 13.
Okay. You travel away from the main road, keeping to tree lines and dipping behind rocks and boulders, stepping where you can on stone. You think you're doing an okay job of not leaving a trail.
Great. When she's a few hours away and she feels safe, if I feel safe. Do I feel safe, Jack?
You tell me.
Oh, I don't. I have to tell you, I
Then
don't feel
no.
safe. But it's fine. After a couple of hours, I think she will. Oh God! I need to. Fuck. I need to get this box open. I don't know what he. Fuck. Oh, I don't know what to do. How else can I get this open? If I just blunt force it?
It's possible.
Is it?
It looks to be reinforced. It looks to be a sturdy box, but that's not to say it's impossible.
If I throw it at a tree?
That's an assumption.
Okay, then when she kind of is taking a minute, when she's catching her breath, and she stopped for a couple of after a couple of hours, I literally don't have any spells that would help me get this box open. I'm not a rogue. Cricket.
You could also keep traveling through the night and change your spells come morning
I
if
could,
you would
but
like
I don't even
to.
think I have anything that would unlock a box. But that is a very good idea.
It is up to you.
Okay.
There are risks and rewards.
There
to
are
both.
risks. There are risks. Don't take unnecessary journeys. Sorry. I'm just reading. I'm reading. Reading.
What?
You know what? Wait.
Go on.
What check would it be to open it?
Blunt force, or
I can't really try thieves' tools again, can I? That was ridiculous.
you can. It is now a different environment.
True. All right then. When she goes for a couple hours. I think she goes. Couple hours, and she'll stop.
Okay.
And she will cast Borrow Knowledge on herself again, and instead of the shadowy spirits that she summoned before for stealth, it was Dex, wasn't it? For the instead this time, like just kind of spectral like hands go over her hands as she tries to remember Cricket and his, quick hands. And I'll use it for Dex.
Okay.
And I'll try and unlock it again.
Give me a dexterity check with proficiency for thieves' tools.
Yep. Okay. Guidance. I'm learning. You know what? I need to take on Derry because Derry does it all the time for everything. Always guidance, and I'm
If
I
you
know.
both
Always
get to the middle, that'll be a beautifully
it's so
happy
good.
medium.
It's so great.
He needs to draw it back a bit. You need to boost it up a bit.
Remember that I
and
do
we'll be
that I have it.
we'll be perfect.
Oh my god. Right. Come on, Haverin, please, Phil. Please. Natural 20. And a 4 on the guidance.
+4 for proficiency. Plus your dex.
That's a 30.
With a 20 DC, that is more than sufficient. And now, not feeling the pressure of dozens of people but feet away from you, you take a breath, you slow your heart rate down, and you very slowly and very carefully move through this lock, one section at a time, having to not only go to the top for some of the tumblers, but you hold one of the arms in place and then work on the bottom. Mm-hmm. This seems to be a very intricate lock. And you unlock it.
I think it's just relief. It's probably the same as me. She opens the box.
And within lies a scroll.
Psych.
Gotcha!
Great, okay. She will take the scroll
You lift it out, and it feels somewhat like thin leather or something like that.
Okay.
It's stained, tanned orange, and you can see that there are glyphs and symbols and writings in like a dark brown ink that's been etched into the material. You lift that out, and it's a roll maybe about that big, about that thick.
Okay. Can I see Qualoro's moon? Can I see any moons?
Bear with me 2 seconds.
I got it. Oh my god. 30 on that. That was crazy.
There are the remnants of Nelaguir and Vantha's moon in the sky, though they are very dark. Mm-hmm. Haverin's moon is almost full.
I know.
And Qualoro's moon hangs high in the sky, slow as it always does, half full.
Great. I just feel like she has a little smirk as she looks up at the moon, and she opens the scroll.
Open the scroll.
Can I read it?
There are passages in Giant, which you do not understand.
I don't know.
There are some passages in Common, though few. You recognise one of them very early on through the scroll, And it is indicative of Jalaket's speech about travelling. There are passages that talk about journeys, hardships. There are passages that denote Qualero's presence in the sky, with that moon being visible for such great portions of the year. Of course, he was the guide, the wanderer, used by travellers to navigate. That's about all you get. There are not a lot of passages in common.
Okay. So I think as she opens it and reads it, she's just kind of underwhelmed, I think, by this sacred, holy text that, is supposed to mean everything. And she's just kind of underwhelmed by holding it in her hand, like, oh. And she'll try and connect to him, not Qualero. And she's gonna say, what now?
Make me a religion check at advantage.
$23.
Destroy it. In whatever manner you see fit.
Okay. On the back of that question, would I know? I mean, radiant damage is it going to do anything to something like this?
Very much depends on the intensity of the radiant damage.
Okay. Because I don't think I have any fire spells. Or no, necrotic wouldn't. Would it do nothing? It would do nothing to a paper. What is best? I could be really overdramatic about this, but I am trying to be stealthy. So I don't know if I really want to, do a really big thing.
It would assure that it's destroyed.
It would.
There are risks and rewards to everything.
It would. To be fair, it was actually my plan in the first place, but you're making me feel like I'm scared people are coming. Oh God. Sorry. Okay. Then I will really randomly on the box do a quick dispel magic, just in case there's any sort of magic on the box.
Yep.
She'll do a quick
cast the spell, and the box is engulfed in silverish light that then splits in the middle and goes to the edges.
And then, oh God, I don't want to do anything big because they're going to see that in the sky. Flame strike. Then I guess I will. Oh, I don't really. What do I have? What do I have? I do have. Okay, so Hellish Rebuke is a reaction. But could I use that in this situation?
It specifically says a creature that has damaged you.
Emotional damage.
But I do rule that you can morph a spell's intent on a successful spellcasting check.
Okay.
So you can make a spellcasting check if you would like to try and harness that energy.
What would that be? Sorry. Is that
So that's
my
wisdom
wisdom
and proficiency.
and profish? But is that just like a spell attack bonus?
Spell attack.
Right. Great. Could I have guidance to myself? No, I don't think it would work for this.
I'm going to say on this one, no.
14?
Fortunately, that is not successful.
Okay.
You do bring up some of that heat that lies within your infernal blood. But you can't, there is no target, there is no trigger, there is no pain that you usually use to direct this energy at.
Okay, then. I will just hold up a hand towards the moon, and I will try and channel energy from it, and I'm going to cast guiding bolt at the friggin' text.
Okay.
I'll do it at 4th level.
4th level. Please roll me 7d6 radiant damage.
Oh, so it automatically hit.
I will say it's a scroll.
Yeah, it is a scroll. You are right. It's a scroll.
In this moment,
I want some more dice. Hang on. Gotta get more dice
absolutely right. You deserve to roll a lot of
out.
dice.
I do. And can I have... No. I was going to say, could the box also be in this?
I'll say no.
But that can be a different... It's fine. You know what? I can't be bothered.
Do you want to borrow some d6?
Yes. You got all the moon colour dice out today as well. Look at this. If this isn't Tony, what is? These are the dice I picked today, everyone.
They are the ones that chose your fate.
Okay.
And hey, you chose well. They fucked me quite a lot.
Yeah. He has my back. Does he? Oh, God. Right. $21 points of radiant damage. It's probably not going to be enough, is it?
You place a hand through onto this scroll and try and push the radiant energy through. And the intent behind this spell is to damage, but also to highlight a target.
Oh, yeah.
So it is odd to try and use this in this way, and it takes a lot of focus. But you do feel that rush of energy pulse down your arm, and underneath your hand, you see your flesh begin to glow slightly as silver light spills out from beneath your fingers. And as if it were burning, the edges of the scroll start to peel away, but instead of red and orange embers, silver light emanates from it.
Okay.
You are going to need to expend another spell to try and destroy this completely, but it is working. As you see, it lifts off as spectral silvery white embers.
I think she seeing it working, but kind of like it's resisting. I think she gets a wave of anger again. It's like, no, and then she does another one at 4th level as well.
Okay, roll me that damage.
Better. 28 points of radiant damage.
Almost as if trapped in slow motion, this scroll of some form of leathery material is smouldering away in silver specks, but it is happening too slowly for you. And once again, you push more of that same radiant energy. intensifying it, focusing it to a point, and from the inside instead of the edges, the scroll starts to peel away and open, blossoming like a silver rose as all of the folds of the scroll peel back, burning with this silvery ember-like effect, and they fly up into the air and disappear into the blackness. And after maybe 60 seconds of intense focus, the scroll is no more. And the forest lies dark once again.
I think she watches the like silvery embers fly up towards the moons and like just watches them fade away with those in the background and just smiles to herself. I still have the box, don't I?
You do.
I would like to try and destroy that as well, to be honest.
Okay.
I guess I will just do the same thing. But I don't think this will be as difficult to destroy. It just looks like a box, and I've dispelled magic. So I'm going to just try it at first level.
Okay.
Just a guiding bolt.
Okay. You pump that energy in.
Yeah.
And this being more of the classic guiding bolt spell that you cast, it does come out as more of a focused blast of energy. The hinge of the box rips away.
Great.
It does not smolder like the scroll.
No, that's fine.
You've dealt a little bit of damage to it, but it looks somewhat broken and fragmented. It does not look like it will be easily destroyed like this.
Okay. Then, super weird and random, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to close the box again. And I'm going to bury it.
Okay.
Just use my hands.
Yeah, absolutely. You take 30 minutes doing what you can to shift this stone and the earth from underneath you. You dig down maybe half a foot, and by the end of it, your nails are broken and your hands are raw, and in places they are bleeding. But you have dug just enough room.
Great.
And you settle the box in, and you and bury the box.
Cool. She'll dust her hands off and continue walking.
Okay.
How do I have any idea of what time it is?
It is deep in the middle of the night.
Right. She's going to keep going for another hour or so.
Another hour or so.
And then she's going to find a safe, secluded place.
Give me a survival check.
And
this will be without borrowed knowledge.
Yeah. Guidance! I guide myself!
Just before that hit the deck, I heard it come through, so I'll give it to you.
For fuck's sake, I rolled so bad.
Have her in!
That's an 8.
An 8.
I'll keep going for as long as it takes for me to find a safe place, basically.
I'll say that on an 8, you actually walk 2 more hours than you intend.
Okay.
And the sky starts to darken further with that pre-dawn darkness.
Cool.
You think that you're a couple of hours before dawn.
Okay.
But at that point, you either think, I need to push on and just cope with the tiredness, or I just rest here and deal with it.
Yeah. I think if I can find somewhere. Did I not find anywhere?
There is a copse of trees near an outjutting of rock that you think might be serviceable as some form of shelter, but it's
squish in there.
Not phenomenal for what you have seen, but it will have to do.
Yeah.
And you squish in.
I'll squish in and I'll dome.
You dome.
And she just, as she's meditating and putting the dome up, she just says, "Protect me." And she tries to sleep.
Make me a religion check just before you go to sleep.
Oh. I just need to start remembering what my stats are, I think, because that's a natural 1.
Okay. Duly noted.
It's been a long day. It's been a
very long day. And you send up this prayer to your God to protect you, and you hope that he has heard you. But slumber takes you as you are now exhausted, and you fall asleep.
Yep.
You may now take a long rest.
Okie dokie.
As a new day dawns,
Yep.
do you simply continue?
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to try and do on this day of travel?
I think she tries divine intervention again.
What does Tony ask?
The same thing, I think.
The same thing.
Make them forget me.
Please roll.
That was a... I have to reroll.
It has to be in the tray.
I know what it is.
Go on.
17.
Oh! Close.
I thought it was as 2 zeros at first, and then... it was not.
You can feel the connection to your deity more so than ever before. Your relationship with him has reached a new level. You feel worthy of his grace in a way that you have not before, and you can feel on the cusp of something. But it does not happen this day.
Do I know about how far I have to go to get back to the group?
Make me a survival check at advantage.
That's 2 natural 1s? 2 natural 1s?
How
do I do it?
You are...
That's like something that...
I do not know.
That is... The last 3 rolls I've done have been nat 1s. It's fine, it's fun.
It's for the plot.
It's 65 years later, Tony turns up like, oh, there you are.
Where the fuck have you been?
So funny.
With your mind set purely on the path behind you, you do not focus on how far you travel along the path in front. But that evening, your journey comes to an end as, snapped out of your internal stupor, you hear the voices of familiar people, and you look off to the right, and there, at the campsite you left, you believe the Dawn Takers await you. And I believe that is where we will conclude our second ever one-on-one shot. We will have a little chat in just a moment and you can decompress. Thank you so much, Kendall, for continuing to allow me to just straight up torture you.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun.
There it was.
You did very, very, very well.
Stress. And thank you, Jack. That was great.
You're so welcome.
You made me very scared.
As per usual, thank you to you at home for watching. Join us again next time where the players keep waiting for Tony, and we will see what has happened in the 2 or 3 days interim since she has left. But for now, adventurers, book your tickets for the live show.
Yes.
Keep on keeping on. Peace and love. Good night.